going on, fellow humans and resellers? It is I, James, RedoptionAgency.com. 22 years selling full-time on eBay, and also great reseller life on eBay. Store number 2. Boom, boom, boom. We are Thursday morning, and I guess we'll start with store number 2 today. So, store number 2, great reseller life, doing just clothing, and also cross-posting to Posh from that store yesterday. $34.46, 2 shirts, and I believe both from viewers, so thank you. It needed that. And then we are at 7:10 a.m. this morning, and I'm at $15 on the new store, so not bad. So thank you guys. I don't know which store has more glitches. They both have different glitches when I'm trying to draft and list. So yesterday, the eBay site, again, another day of just total disaster. People complaining across the board about things. It's not pretty. It's not pretty at all. And it's annoying as hell. Here's yesterday on my store, $551, but probably $100 of that were the cards, if not a little bit more. So just imagine without those cards, how yesterday would have just been probably one of my lowest days. Yeah, it would have been my lowest days in the last 31 days, without a doubt. Nothing is clicking on this site at all right now. So last 2 days on my big store, 555, 551. And again, yesterday, when it comes to the number of items, 41. So it's keeping me right at that 40 level for pretty much 99% of the days here lately. That's better than having those 17s and 20s that were just coming out of nowhere. Going to look at the positive here. So we're 7:12 a.m. 4 items sold thus far, 3 organic, 1 promoted, for a total of $59. So I don't want to go down the road because I'm tired of the thing, but eBay needs to get their shit together. It's tiring. Tiring. All right, so I got about 14 orders to ship out here this morning. And again, with that weird thing that often happens when things are off, 2 of my items sold out of back-to-back containers right next to each other, but yet nothing's moved out of those 2 containers, out of any of those containers, that section of containers, for a long time. And then we get 2 back-to-back. So I just always find that weird, how that will just happen out of the blue. I don't know. Or like when most of your orders will come out of just one section of items, almost like, they were put up about the same time, and that's what's being seen. Which would kind of fall into the place with some of the stuff being hidden, I guess. I don't know. James, just move on. Who cares? Move on. Don't go down that road. Alrighty, so thanks everybody for the success of the cards. Much appreciated there for sure. And yeah, we'll continue working on month 2. And then I didn't sell out of the 25, so they're still there. Kind of figured I wouldn't, but it was one of those things where let's kind of get a feel for if they'll sell. I think half of them are sold. So thank you guys. So I'll probably just add more to that today. And then today or tomorrow, I'll just put, since some of you guys want a signed one, I'll put a signed one at $15 with half going to Shriners Children's Hospital. So I will get that set up today or tomorrow. And yeah. Nothing more to really say about that. Let's go to questions and comments, and then we'll do some shipping, and then I'll do my new store first, and then we will get on the big store. So let's see. First up, I've been getting consistent activity on Mercari lately. I did use the new cross lister. It's very glitchy. I ended up with a ton of duplicates I'm trying to sort through. I found the easiest way is to just list, then sort A to Z and delete duplications. Yeah, I haven't tried pulling that over because I figured it's probably not connected if one sells here and one sells don't, or one sells here, one where it'll take it down. So I didn't want to mess with that. I probably should, but I got so many, I don't know what it'll pull over. I don't know, so I haven't touched it yet. So if you're unaware what I'm talking about, Mercari now will let you pull 3,000 items over from your eBay store. I think it's 3. And they'll list them on the Mercari with just a few clicks, supposedly. Have not tried it. Not sure. So let's see here. So eBay for Business just told me again that it's better to edit my older listings instead of end and sell similar, because ending and selling similar erases search history. But don't they do that, erase the search history once every month now anyway, when they wipe the views clean? Any ideas if that's true, or do you think, does it affect sales and searches? I think anything you do to your listing is going to give it a pop. Whether that's revising, changing the prices, having people click on it, all those items are going to bump it up a little in the algorithm. We know this. Ending and selling similar does that also. Plus it gives you like a listing, which gets the new listing status, which used to last like 24 hours. Now I think it lasts more like 6, and then it vanishes. So either way works. Try them both. See what works better for your store. Seems eBay is always anti-end and sell similar when I talk to them about it. They claim editing will refresh your listing as well. Yeah, it does. But it doesn't give it that new listing. I don't think it gives it that longevity in the upper, but try it. It may. Things change every day on this website, so who knows what, response to that is, if I revise a bunch of listings, it does increase the activities in my shop. I don't know if it's better, though. It's just another option. Correct. So yeah, try them both and see what works. See what works best for you. Great idea. Garbage pail style. That belt is pretty cool too. What you gonna do when the great reseller comes for you? What you gonna do when the great reseller comes for you, brother? Goofy, I know. But hey, I'm a wrestling fan. That would be funny to do. Somebody else mentioned the garbage pail theme, or Garbage Pail Kids theme also. Be funny to do some based on resellers on YouTube. That could be funny. Draw some up. Get the ideas going. See, that's why I said with this idea, I love it because I can go so many different directions with it. So I'm going to have fun with it. James, because it's a new store, do you have listings and selling limits? The amount you can list per month, the amount you can make per month. I am not seeing anything about limits on my store. I guess we'll find out once I get there. Like I'll go to the overview page and it's totally different from my other overview page. So I don't know where to search for anything like that because nothing's right there in front of my face saying I've got any limits. I read on the eBay site that it's based off of your other stores. So since I don't have no limits on the other stores, from what I read, this store won't have no limits. So from the way I understand it and the way it seems to be going about, right now I've got 51 items in the store. So I'm definitely going to get a bunch more in there today. Keep that going and cross-posting. Because especially after yesterday with the big eBay store, I mean, I got to make the money up someplace else. So if they're never going to get their crap together, then we'll try a second store and, of course, the cross-listing. Using Vendoo, affiliate link below if you want to use it. Makes it real simple, pulls it all over. You don't even have to click anything. You just click into inventory and it pulls it over. Click. Well, you do got to click, I guess. Click, import, done. And then cross-post to Vendoo. Very quick and easy and painless. Maybe today I'll do it all on video, just to give you guys a rundown on how easy it works, pulling it over and listing on a Posh. So maybe I'll do that today. Do a little Vendoo video. So yeah, 51 items. And we're working it. And like I said, I like having foundation items for this new store. T-shirts going to be my foundation items because it's an item you can get the cheapest and in abundance, at least for me, around here. So that's going to be my foundation item for this store, and that's exactly what sold today, or what I'm shipping out today for the new store, 3 T-shirts. So Josh Gold, what's going on? You have so much stuff. It is insane. Love it. I think that always kind of, you could tell who the real resellers are and who the talkers are, is when people used to always come down on me for having 5 storage units full of merchandise with the whole hoarder thing and this and that. But I think any reseller who does this full time, or who would want to do this full time, would kill to have 5 storage units full of merchandise from the past 20 years that is paid for. I mean, if somebody thinks they're going to, like, calling me a hoarder is going to be a negative, you don't understand reselling. You don't understand how I built the business. You know, there's many ways to build a business. I chose one that put me in a lot of stress, distress, a lot of pressure in, say, the first 13, 14, hell, even 15 years. And then the 15 through 15 through, I don't know, I would say maybe 19 was the years that were like, okay, here we go. We're getting rid of that stress and that pressure. And then the last few years have just been no stress, bliss, tons of inventory to play with, to do with as I wish, however I wish. If I wanted to move it all tomorrow at one big price to somebody, I could. Or I can just work on it piece by piece for the next 50 years, if I live that long. So, I love it. I love it. It's very But it's not that reselling. How do I want to put this? Because when I limit my comments to say reselling, I feel I'm doing it an injustice, because I created a business. I had an idea on how I wanted to get from A to B, or A to Z, or whatever you want to call it. I implemented that plan, and now I'm in the honeymoon years, if you will, where it's worked, and I don't have to stress about anything. I don't have to worry about anything. The business has no bills except for two storage lockers. It's $700 a month for both of them. The other ones are free because they're storage. And the only other business bills would be exactly what I would have if I worked a regular job. My payroll, car, phone, internet, business trips. So all that back inventory, all those 5 storage lockers are going to pay for all that for probably until I die. So there is nothing better than having that secure feeling. So when I want to say reselling isn't easy or whatever, maybe you're looking at it too narrow. If you are sure reselling is what we do, but are you a reseller or are you a business owner? Because in my head, they're two different things. Create a business plan. How do you want to go from A to Z? Implement that. Carry through with it. See it through. That's a business. A reseller just buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. Which, if you think about it, is kind of chaotic. You're just going A, B, A, B. Creating a business is more than just buying and selling, if you know what I mean. Like, there's more to it. Like, whether you buy storage units. Okay, you got this storage unit. Okay, your business plan is to buy storage units. Okay, you're going to have stuff to sell, stuff to throw away, stuff to donate, stuff to bulk out and wholesale. So you got different avenues you can do. That's a business model. And then implementing all those steps and making them work for you and make them successful. Like, if you have to throw away, how much is that going to cost you at the dump, if you will? Can you make that up with a wholesale sell, et cetera, et cetera? So making more than one thing work together is a business. Here, that might be a good analogy. That's a business. This is reselling. Buy, sell, buy, sell. There's a lot more to it than just that. So look at it as that. Don't look at it as buy, sell, buy, sell. Look at it as a bigger picture. I think if you can do that, you see more avenues, you have more ideas, you can be more creative, you can do things maybe you wouldn't do if you're just buy, sell, buy, sell. Just have a routine, no matter what that is. Because I'd be hard pressed to say that there was a business out there that was so clean that it just went one step here, one step there. One step here, one step there. Everybody's going to have, what would be a good analogy? I don't know, feathers coming out, tentacles of different avenues, different ideas, different thoughts, different processes for all the things that is going on, instead of just in and out. If that makes sense. Okay, let's move on. Shut up, James. I don't know where I went with that. How about a return card with a sad face? I'm not sure what you mean. Let's see. Well, there are some haters on the card. I'm sorry you guys are, upset that you didn't come up with an idea. You still got time in your life. Do it. Do it. You mentioned the Doors shirt in the video I immediately bought. Can my cool purchase be in your video? Sure can, Joe on the Run. Joe on the Run bought my Doors shirt out of my new store. Thank you. Thank you much. Here's a narcissistic statement. If I'm not on the card, I don't want it. I don't know who that person is. I've never seen him before. You're either narcissistic or selfish. Or you just don't care about anything. But then if you didn't care, why would you comment? Oh, I just saw something flash up on my phone. Oh, another card. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Let's see. This person's so funny. So there's one person who's made like probably about 6, 7, 8, 12 accounts just to comment on my comment, or I'll comment on my video. So, and then if you don't know, I unblocked all the trolls. So he put on here, the used car salesman is alive and well in this one. And then he comes back and likes it with all of his accounts, right? Because it's funny. So I put K1, and then I put, oh, P.S. I unblocked all your accounts, so go back and use each one to reply to my stuff. Winning. And then this is funny. I just saw this first line. I have no idea what you are talking about. This is only my third comment on your channel. But they use the same wording every time. So they think they're full. Like, what mental thing do you got going on that you think you're smarter than people? It's so funny. This is only my third comment on your channel. Okay, buddy. Whatever you say. What I will say is you clearly are delusional if you think this item will be a collectible. I actually feel sorry for you. You are obviously common trait of Asperger's. So that's how I know it's the same person. He always uses Asperger's, and he always tries to do, like, he acts like he knows what he's talking about with K1, and he puts K10 on there. So it's always the same thing. So yeah. All I got to say is that statement actually perfectly he self-analyzes himself with this statement, because the delusion is clearly not on my side. But keep commenting. Much appreciated. Go back and get those other accounts. Here's the other one. I would like to see a garbage pail picker made in sticker cards. Fantastic idea, James. What a great way to use your creative in a fun and positive, very cool way. Yeah, the first one, like I said, was very simple. I'm going to try to put more detail and more artistic stuff into the second one. Great idea, James. You could do a series of YouTube eBayer cards too. Yeah, I think I talked about that on the video. I think it came across pretty clear, I guess. Maybe it didn't. And on the back, you could use their catchphrases. And then a comment, what color hair would Candace have on the Shed Flips card? I wouldn't do it unless I got permission. And then I would also want to share the revenue with them, you know. Piggyback off of that, I think it would be cool if a select number of those cards are signed by the YouTubers. That will create an added value if someone did resell it on eBay. I think the signed version would easily go over $11 on a secondary market. Could be hand numbered to give people a better chance to pursue collecting the signed versions. Yeah. So I'm going to do 25 signed either today or tomorrow and put it out there. So we'll see. We'll see. So, yeah, going to have fun with it. I'm already having fun with it. So thank you guys for taking to it. I want to check something. I'm going to go to my video that I put out with that. I've never really looked at these percentages. Let's see. So we got, because when you try to do something creative, like people who don't like it, like who don't care, they just stay away. Like I don't dislike people's videos. If it's something I'm not interested in, I just move on. So usually the people who comment that it's a bad idea or who would thumbs down a video are usually the ones who are kind of jealous or mad at themselves because they're not trying to do stuff, right? That's the way I kind of look at it. So that video, which I changed the title of and changed the thumbnail, my little intro 3-minute video, it's got 79.2%, which is the lowest of any of my videos. So there was a lot of people who didn't like it on that video. But then again, it's got the least amount of likes also. So maybe there's even more. So not everybody likes the idea, but that's all right because it's not about them. It's about me and those of us who do like the idea. Because that's all that matters at the end of the day. That's all that matters. And that's what I say. That's the beauty about life when you're in like I feel like let's get to shipping and I'll talk about that. I can use that as a topic. So let's get into the new ones first. So we got 3 orders on the new channel. Purchase shipping labels. Where can I go? I feel like I've walked almost every avenue of life. Like, I feel like I started one step up from homeless. And I am one grouping away from, which I don't think I'll ever get there. I think it's the biggest step from where I'm at to, like, the next grouping would be like the millionaire, where you can go out and buy $100,000 car or whatever, right? Like, I feel like everything in between there, I've lived. Emotionally, physically. Oh, let me think. Let me work on this thought, see what I can break it down. Or so people, like a lot of the people who are angry, like they've just been on a straight plateau their whole life. Like they put no effort into anything. Maybe they haven't had to work because they're maybe using the system to their advantage, or their parents are still taking care of them, or whatever the case may be. So they're just here. So they have a lot more anger issues, a lot more jealousy, a lot more hate toward people and things and creative outlets, even toward, I don't know, like I'm stumbling on my words here. Like they just have a lot more of, like, I'm just glad that's not me. I'm glad I've had to ride the roller coaster of life because I can understand the aspects better of people and the way people are because I've seen it and or lived it. Like you get a lot broader spectrum on life and people than just being only seeing what's in front of you, which is pretty dismal outlook. But when you're on that roller coaster, you can see, okay, this idea is going to either take me up or it's going to take me down and I'm going to learn a lesson. And then, okay, what's next? That idea can take me up and then back down. Yeah, so it makes life more, it not just makes life as a whole more interesting, but it makes you less of a bitter, hateful person. There's a difference between people who ride that plateau and have that, say they have that anxiety, or they have, which is a common thing nowadays because of people who ride that rail, or they have that depression. There's difference between somebody who's depressed who rides that rail from somebody who's having a depressing moment because their roller coaster is at the bottom right now. Because that person at least always has a little bit of hope in them for the next thing that they come up with, the next thing they do. That's probably the best one. The next thing they do can start raising that roller coaster. And being those people who are at that plateau never do anything to try to help themselves or better their lives, they know they're just going to be in a black straight tunnel for the rest of their life. Where somebody on that roller coaster has that little bit of hope still in them that their next thing they do will start that rise. Does that make sense? All right, we got this Murder Ravens Crowish t-shirt. So for $8, headed to Wascata, Illinois. Something like that. I don't know. So, yeah. So that's why I kind of, I am in that. I've lived 50 years of this, with a lot of it being down. So now I am riding high. So everything else I do from here on out is either going to raise me higher or keep me the same. Like, I don't feel I am going to be able to go on let me not jinx that. There's a lot higher chance that I'm never going to have to go down again. That I'm either going to stay the same, which is happy, because the tunnel in front of me is not just a dark hole. And then I can still do things that raise that track a little bit higher. And it took a long time to get there. And I'm eastbound, watch old bandit run. So yeah, like when I was going through with my dad and Vern and stuff, people who commented negatively on my account, it bothered me at that time because my headspace wasn't in the best place. So that somebody asked, well, why would you unblock all those trolls and haters? Because it doesn't matter anymore. I'm here. Nothing somebody I don't know can say anything that's going to make me go, oh. I got too much self-esteem and my head's in the right spot. None of that matters. Like people, even myself, you spend, what was that? So many years of your life trying to find that. What the heck is that noise? Trying to find a plateau, if you will. Just that. Another trading card. Nice. Thank you, guys. Another plateau, another, like, just a level. And it doesn't mean that you're above anybody. This is the track of your life. Find that plateau that you're up on. And it's just a nice, even keel of happiness. When you finally get there, nothing matters. And the cool thing is, like, I was there in my teens because I didn't have nothing to worry about because you're a kid, right? You don't have, I won't say they. I didn't have responsibilities. We found ways to eat. We found ways to make money or get money or get free food to eat, and then we just had fun. So we were on that plateau because we had no responsibility. And then once that responsibility kicks in, that's when you start your ride through life. And then when you finally find that plateau again, not only are you sitting better than you were when you thought you had the world, even less bothers you, even less matters. You take more pride and happiness in seeing other people succeed. When I watch or will see videos of somebody doing something successful, it gives me chills. For people who write those comments, it gives them anger. It gives me chills. I love that. And that's all from what I've picked up in my roller coaster of life. Does that make sense? Got this vintage 1972 shirt with a note, "Hey James, I am a longtime viewer. Gotta support. Thank you." No, thank you. Thank you much. This sold for $10.50. Headed to Grants Pass, Oregon. That sounds like an awesome place. I'm picturing Grants Pass. I'm picturing a little town, either in between mountains or like made in the like the Oregon Trail or something, in like a pathway type of scenario with nice big trees around you, beautiful scenery. That's what I'm picturing. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I'm picturing. Amanda. Much love, much love. And then we got Joseph, headed to Collinsville, Illinois, and your Doors t-shirt. Ta-da! So far, $10.50. So once you, I don't know, what am I trying to say? I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I'm just talking. Like once you hit that plateau, everything becomes a lot more clearer. Everything you've known, everything you've learned, everything you've picked up along the way just starts to become a little bit more clearer. Like when I see somebody like Josh, for say, and he seems a little stressed out with eBay or the situation, and I've got two emotions going on. One is, I'm glad it's not affecting me that way, which is the selfish thought. And then the other one is feeling the pain because I've been there. And it just, being that I've experienced that, being in a position where, you know, you're trying to make something work and it just seems like everything's up against you. Like, I've been at the lowest of lows building this business. So when I see somebody else who is feeling the discomfort of distress, I feel that distress because I know what it feels like. It's when you have felt something emotionally, whether it's the lowest of lows or the highest of highs, you can relive it with everyone around you or everyone you interact with. You understand where their comments are coming from because you've been there, you've felt that. And when you see someone succeed, you get the chills because you feel like you're there. And I'm talking me. And there's something very complete. I don't know if that's the right word. There's something very fulfilling. There's something very, like, almost, I don't want to say Zen-like, but like, am I going to die tomorrow? Is this the end for me? Because I've experienced the lowest of lows. I've experienced probably not the highest of highs, but I've experienced the highest of what I feel happiness is no stress, no cares, no pain. There's pain, of course, you know, from when you think about past family and stuff, but like, I feel like, at least for my limited thought process, that I've felt the completion. So now what is next? Death? Or is there another step up that just has always eluded me? So that's why when I started creating this new project, I wanted to do things I've never done before. Be tight-lipped about it. Hold out. Another card. Thank you, guys. To see if my life is a dead end, meaning I'm at the end of the road, at the end of the track, I've experienced it all, or is there another level that I can't comprehend? And being a person who's very much into, there's things going on around us that we can't see, pick up, hear, dimensions. I'm a full believer there are things that there's other levels. So instead of I'm at the phase now where where I'm wondering if it's a dead end, but I'm thinking there's another level. Let's try to find that. And that's where I'm at right now, if that makes sense. Like, here's where I started, and I had this big roller coaster of life. And now I'm here, and we're coming into the station. But you know what? I still want to keep riding. But I want to ride a better, bigger, faster roller coaster that goes nowhere but up, or is just another level where if there is downs, your down doesn't go farther than where you started. I don't know if any of that makes sense. I'm trying to put it all into words, but I don't know if it's coming across very well. I'm closer than ever to being thankful. Well, I'm thankful, but I don't even know the proper words to use. For lack of better terms, being 100% fulfilled in life. That might be the best way of putting it. I feel 100% fulfilled with life. Oh, nothing's 100%. How about 99% fulfilled with life? As I know it. So, what do I not know? Let's find that out. What are some of the things that I may believe are beyond that? Or things that I never thought I could accomplish happily? Let's shoot for the moon. Without compromising current position. Alrighty. We're up to 17 orders now. Let's do these cards first. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 cards. Put your shipping labels, and I got those pre-made. That was one thing I wanted to, like, when creating something. I've always wanted something that I could eventually have an unlimited supply of. One listing that can make you X amount of money. Not one listing, it's sold out. This is like another level for me. Other than buying in bulk and getting 100 cassettes that move slowly over time, I put something together where I don't even know how many I'm sold so far. $45 plus the ones I'd given away. But 45 sold with just with a little thought, a little creativity, a little execution. And I created an item that I've sold 45 of. That's $450. That I invested $50 and my time into. for me, that's like next level. Like, this position that I am currently in is like another little step up for me, because it's something I never thought never thought I could do or comprehend that I could complete or create. Yet you guys, that's the biggest right there. And I guess that's probably like when you start off life, you start off, at least me, started off very selfish because of my, I guess, just my upbringing. Let's just call it that, my entire upbringing. I was a very selfish person. And then even building the business, I felt very selfish because I had a vision that I wanted to get to at all costs. And then when you get to this plateau, you realize that in order to be there or get there or to even rise higher, you need a hell of a lot more than just you. And that's where you guys came in. And then, of course, me with my selfish attitude of like, nobody's going to give a rat's ass about what I do. That tunnel vision, that drive, thinking that you got to do it all in order to make it happen. Because you know what? Again, from my past and upbringing, you're not good enough to do something where there's going to be enough people to support it, to enjoy it, to support you, to enjoy something you created. There's not going to be enough people for that. You're a dumbass. But then to be standing here today at this point realizing that 45 people, 30 of which put trust in me, not even knowing what I created, what I was doing, has been a huge eye-opener to understanding that, not that you didn't know it, but understanding that it takes a lot more than just what you do to create, to, again, I'm putting all this together right now, to go to a plateau you've never realized was there. This is a plateau I never realized was there. Is it something I've always dreamed about? Yes. But it's not something I ever believed I could achieve. So even when I had 3 of these pre-sold, I was over the moon. 3? Really? To me, that was a win. How the hell did I do that? And now to be sitting at 45, some people might still be looking at that and go, that's nothing. To me, that's the freaking world. And with each sale, my world's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's taken me from this South City, St. Louis kid who, with nothing, and with my years of growing the business, working my butt off, my world's just grown and grown and grown. And now it's just, these steps are steadily just making it grow more and more. Okay. Let's make sure all these are. So yeah, so we got 6 cards here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards for $10 a piece. Headed to Tennessee, Ohio, Michigan, Michigan, Florida, and Scott City, Missouri. LJA Cards. Ryan from YouTube. Get with me. I design and make trading cards. I have a licensed company and have made licensed cards for wrestling stars such as Sabu, Jerry Lynn, and Matt Cardona. Nice. All right. That might be something to look into in the future. Right now, I don't think financially I can afford help because it's only 45 and I want to keep going. So if it definitely is something that grows, I will definitely reach out to you. Once that I feel that the revenue is there to do that. If it ever gets there. Okay, make sure it's in there. Whoops. Click, boom. How easy is that? Am I the only ones that sit there and see people like, I don't know, say like, I don't know if it was a Mr. Beast thing or not. It was a commercial for Mr. Beast on Spotify where they do one thing and they get all these orders. And then you see people just hit print and all these orders just print. And you're like, God, how easy is that? And that's what I've been experiencing right now. You just experienced that with me. Created something, one thing, couple of clicks, 6 orders done. That, to me, is a next level feel. Thank you guys for making me experience that. Back to Seller Hub. All right, let's get the rest of these items shipped out. So we got 11 items here. Japan in the house, yes. Australia. And that's it for international. First up, Cocktail Long Sound CD. Next radio station item. Sold for $6, headed to Baltimore, Maryland. That's when I created this idea. I like creating like when I try to create a moment, I like to instill that moment into something else. Like if I take a trip, I buy a t-shirt, right? Then every time I see that t-shirt, it can remember my feelings of that trip, my emotions, my thoughts, what I saw, my excitement. So that's what this is, representation of this card project for me. So no matter what happens in the future with these cards, when I look at this, I'm going to relive that video and that live and printing these up all in my head every time I look at that. So that is the instead of a t-shirt on a trip, it was creating a belt to go along with the 8-track sold, going along with this experience. not. So as goofy as it may be to somebody, and even to me, it's cool as hell to me. Even as goofy as it is. But I've always been a goofy kind of person, so. Chainsaw Kitties, again, from that same buy of the radio station. Sold for $10, headed to Massachusetts. I've always kind of done that my entire life. Like I've always grasped onto something that will bring me back to that time period. Kind of like music does for memories of things. But I've done it with more than just a song here and there. I've done it with physical things physical things is a good way of putting it. Maybe that's why humans are so such consumers. Because we're always attaching things to our emotions. Cadillac, the big bands, 8-track, headed to Collinsville. This is headed to Massachusetts. Sold for $10. That sold for $7. So make sure I got the name right. Okay. Since I mixed it up. Guess if you can tap into the broad emotions, that's where you're going to have your best sales. I guess kind of like the way I'm putting the comments on the back of the card. It's because people can emotionally understand that feeling. When they read it, they feel something because they've been in that position. So now they have an emotional attachment to that card because of that saying. We've got a London Fog hat. Sold for $10.50, headed to Moorhead, Minnesota. And I've been doing this for so long, I've probably experienced every emotion that you have had as a reseller. So if I can tap that and turn it into something, then maybe that is a winner. Next up, we got Waldorf Golf Club, Astoria. Waldorf Astoria Golf Club. Visor sold for $5.60. Headed to the Colony, Texas. And here's where I need it. One of my boxes I have yet to order. Oh, wait. Nope, it will fit. Yay. Audrey. Next up, we've got some Brooks Brothers pants. Some, like khaki style pants. Sold for $17.50, headed to Marble Hill, Georgia. 0. Michael. Next up, we got this Memphis Redbirds felt pennant, sold for $14, headed to Eads, Tennessee. And since I always get this question, 12 by 6 by 6 box. Lightly rolled, drop in the box. Will. Next up, we got a couple of outdoor style hats. Are you ready for a hat lot? Yeah. One sold for $8, one sold for $5, headed to a place that probably needs these hats, Arizona. Yucca, Arizona. I have to bottle you up a little more to get you in there. Good thing these are flexible. Yeah, still too. Right, get in there. Ta-da. Why didn't you just put it in an 8x4 box, James? Dumbass. 13. Looks about the same size. Jim. And the last US item is this little like pamphlet plastic case thingy bobber. Sold for $8, headed to Hillsboro, Oregon. Pee-wee's laying over here. And his itching has gotten out of control with no Apoquel in his system. I mean, it's so constant. He's wearing himself out. So we're day 3 into the steroids, so hopefully they'll start kicking in today. Because he needs to rest. I've been just fearing that it could cause a seizure if it comes too powerful, more powerful than the medication he's on. Gotta look out for my guy, my fluffy face. My fluffy face, puppy. My fluffy face puppy. My fluffy face puppy. Yeah. My fluffy face puppy. Alrighty, Lance. Jim. April Brown. Will. Michael. Audrey. Angela. Albert. Dale. Sean. And we got a couple of international out here. Print form. I didn't print a form off the new one yet either, did I? Totally forgot. But there we go. Yay. Make sure I got the right printer on that. Whoops, I already did generate that, James. Print. Did I send it to the wrong printer? Yes, I did. So this is the M106. Go back. Print. Why is that printer not showing up here? M102 LaserJet. Oh, there it is. I just didn't say it. Alright, first up we got this Cabela's hat headed to Japan, sold for $9.50. $9.44 to be exact. No Posh from yesterday. No Posh orders. And we got a St. Louis Cardinals cap. Headed to Australia. New Era, black. Sold for $16.74. Australia, which is probably like $10 or something US. I don't know the rate difference offhand. Let me go back and get it so that I can make sure I'm right here. Well, nope. Put the right amount on. $16.74 is $11.04. Okay. So $11.04. $7. Whoops, wrong spot. Ear itch. Print. 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 in today. Oh, not bad. 11 international items in the last 24 hours. Not bad at all. So many international, yet so little dollar yesterday. Figure that one out. Let me get the full sales day because I didn't do that. So I always forget. So it's 551 on the US site. And all the sites we did 602. So there you go, about $90 difference. So we had about $90 in US, probably about $100 in cards, and then very little sales on the US eBay website. So 16, 25, 28, 35, 39 items going out. 39. All right. Thanks everybody for hanging out. A little long on this one, but I was talking weird stuff, wasn't I? All right. I'll see you all in the next video. Later.